Hello and welcome to the Ourdadsstamps YouTube channel, where we talk about all things related to stamps and stamp collecting. My name's Pete West and I'd like to thank you for watching this video. I hope you enjoy it, and if you do, please click on the like button and don't forget to subscribe to get regular updates of new content. Hello again from Ourdadsstamps, and once again we welcome Sheila to today's podcast.
Hi Pete, and what are we talking about this week?
So today I thought we'd look at first day covers.
So what exactly is a first day cover?
A first day cover is a letter or envelope that has been posted on the first day that the stamps were issued, and generally contains nowadays a special postmark to indicate that it's issued on the first day. Although I've got over 100 covers in my collection, it's not really something that I've taken an interest in. They've just accumulated over time. But recently I did buy a huge collection of Hong Kong stamps, and within the Hong Kong collection there were several first day covers of the Chinese New Year. And they are really nice looking. They are special because in 2001 they produced stamps for the Chinese New Year in silver and gold foil, and they just look special because obviously they shine out. So yeah, that sort of took my interest. And then later on in 2013 they actually produced some with gold-plated lacework on them, and they were the first stamps in the world to have 22 carat gold-plated lacework stuck on the stamp. So again, it was because of this that I started taking an interest in first day covers, and I've tried to show a few examples, but the scanning really doesn't do them justice because the gold doesn't show up as it should do. But if you get the chance to look at these stamps, as I said, they've produced them every year from 2013 with this lacework on, depicting whichever it is.
I was going to say every year has got a year.
There's 12 different ones, I think it is, and next year is the year of the rabbit, apparently. So that's one I should be looking out for. But they are certainly attractive pieces, and so at the moment those are the ones I'm really collecting and building up a nice collection with those. One thing that has put me off first day covers is it's more difficult to display them. You really have to get a special catalogue with special pages in to display them in, and obviously they take up more room than individual stamps. But saying that, as I said, these are really interesting, and they have interesting information on the back of the first day cover, as well as about the stamps and about the China, in this case about the New Year. So yeah, it's something that's taken my interest. But I thought we should talk about the origins of first day covers. I mean, technically first day covers have been around forever, because on the first day that the penny black was issued, somebody posted a stamp with a penny black on it, so that was a first day cover. But nobody really collected them at the time. It wasn't until around about 1900, I think it was. Nobody's exactly sure, but around about 1900 people started looking to do more than just collect a single stamp.
So if we just backtrack there a minute, you're talking about the envelope, the first day cover for the penny black. Presumably there is a separate catalogue, is there, that will have the information with the value?
There are several single country first day cover catalogues, but I haven't found a general one yet for the whole world. They don't list them in Stanley Gibbons. They do list them in some catalogues. There is a British catalogue called Stonehams that lists the value of first day covers. So, and some of the online catalogues list the price as well.
So would the first day cover for the penny black be really a lot more expensive than the actual penny black stamp?
A huge amount more, yeah. There aren't many known, but to buy one would cost... Well, the catalogue value in Stanley Gibbons for one is about £150,000 for having one that's got the date of the 6th of May on it. And in actual fact, although the penny black was issued on the 6th of May officially, they were actually sent to post offices on the 1st of May. And there are a couple of examples of penny blacks on envelopes with dates before the 6th of May, which technically shouldn't have happened, but they have happened, and they have been verified as genuine. There's one cover dated the 2nd of May and one dated the 5th of May, which was before the stamp was actually supposedly legal issue, but it got through. So.
And would they be more expensive?
I have no idea. Since they are unique, I should imagine they are priceless. And I don't know when the last one was auctioned, but I should imagine it's a fair few bob.
So if anybody out there has got one of those, please let us know.
I very much doubt it. There is actually another one that's on the 2nd of May, what they call on piece. That is, it's no longer attached to the envelope, but the stamp is on a piece of paper with the date still attached to it, so that you can verify that it was posted on that date, but it's been removed or partly removed from the envelope. So if you do find one, you're onto a winner, but get it certified, because I would have thought they'd have all turned up by now if there were some around. And the same thing applies to the Tuppenny Blue that was issued on the same day. I don't think there's any that were issued before the 6th of May, but if you can get a Tuppenny Blue that posted on the first day, you're looking at £275,000 for one. So they're certainly worth a lot of money. The thing with first day covers at that time, because it wasn't a thing, the only way you've got of telling it is knowing what date the stamp was issued on and matching it up with the date that's on the envelope. So you have got to be knowledgeable to be able to find them. But that also means that there could be some out there that people haven't found if they're not aware of the starting dates. Not just with the penny blacks, but all the other Victorian stamps that came after that. So if you come across an old stack of even penny reds on envelopes, it's worth checking the date just to see if it's anything special. It's quite difficult to find history of this because it's changed a lot. But it wasn't until the earliest record I can find of a specific cancellation for commemorating that it was issued on the first day of the stamp being issued was in 1923 in America. That's quite early on. But in Great Britain, it wasn't until 1964 that they actually produced the first special cancellation, and that was for the Shakespeare, the commemoration issue. Before that, it was a simple circular date stamp. And as I said, you needed to know what date the stamp was issued to be able to match it up. As I said, it was from the 1900s, it was when it became popular. People started collecting them. And certainly by the 1920s, it was a very popular hobby. In addition to collecting stamps, people started to collect envelopes with the first date on them. And sometimes people would write at the top of the envelope, first day of issue or first day cover, so that it reminded people that it was issued on the first day. But sometimes it's just sent out in the ordinary post, and you have to be aware that it comes out. If you are collecting these, obviously you need to look at ones that have got a very clear date stamp on them. Because if it's not entirely clear what date it was sent on, it really defeats the object. Even if it has first day cover written on the envelope, that could be written by anybody, so it doesn't necessarily mean it was posted on the first day unless you can match up the date stamp. So you have to be a bit aware. And obviously things like condition affect the value of them as well. As I said, with envelopes, it's more difficult to keep them pristine, and corners of envelopes start getting bent. Often the envelope has been opened, and depending on how carefully it has been opened, that could damage it as well. So there's all sorts of things that could affect the value of the first day cover. But like everything in stamp collecting, the more valuable the first day cover, the more likely you are to get one that perhaps isn't perfect, but still worth collecting. It became so popular by 1930s when George VI of Great Britain got crowned. For his coronation stamps, over 400 different specialist covers were designed specifically to be used on the first day of issue. So if you wanted to start a collection, you could just collect 1937 George VI coronation stamps, and you would have to find 400 different ones before you had the whole collection. So there's an awful lot out there. And nowadays, not only do the post office produce special covers with quite a lot of artwork, and often with a lot of information about the stamp and the history behind the stamps, but there are also specialist companies now that do the same thing. If you're into that sort of thing, there's an awful lot to collect and an awful lot of variety to collect. The one thing about them, if you are going to collect first day covers, you can amass a huge collection without really spending a lot of money. I remember my first real exposure to first day covers was as a child in the late 1960s. And as I've said previously on these podcasts, my mum worked in a post office. So whenever there was a new set of stamps, she would bring home the mint set of stamps, but also a first day cover. And the trouble was, half of Britain were doing the same. So the first day covers that I've collected from the 60s, although they're very nice and they're still in very good condition because I haven't really done much with them, there are so many of them around, they're really not worth much at all. As I said, that's probably why I've got hundreds of them in my collection, but I don't really take a lot of notice. Most countries do some sort of cover for first day of issue. Most countries now do a similar thing where they will produce special covers and special date stamps to commemorate the first day of issue. And in Germany, they actually produce a card with all the details on the card. And the stamp is just mounted in the middle of the card with a special date stamp on it. So there's something different. And in actual fact, the first few times I got hold of some, I didn't actually realise they were first day covers. So that's something else to look out for. Yeah, it's an interesting area. If it's something that you think you might get into, as I said, you could certainly start a reasonable collection without spending an awful lot of money. And I think very soon you would have to specialise in one area or another, because the quantity and variety of stuff that's out there is massive. As I said earlier, you could do a whole collection just on George VI coronation stamps, but they're not the only ones that have produced loads and loads of different types of cover. So keep a lookout, keep collecting, and good luck if that's something you want to do. The following is a short slideshow of some of the first day covers in my collection, just to show you how vast an area this can be. Most of these are for sale as well, so if you're interested, get in touch and let me know. The music accompanying this short slideshow is called It's the Time of Year, written and performed by When Rivers Meet. They are a multi-award winning band, and I'm lucky enough that they have given me permission to use this music on my videos. I've put a link in the notes to their website where you can listen to more of their music. Hope you enjoy.
I'm driving through a snowstorm. I watch it hit the ground, thinking of Christmas morning. I'm homeward bound. It's the time of year when life becomes so easy. It's the time of year when life becomes so clear. I'm dreaming of a fireside, letting all my feelings grow, hanging on to memories, those memories freezing cold on the outside, but my windscreen doesn't show. Christmas lights all the way home as I make it on through the snow. It's the time of year when life becomes so easy. It's the time of year when life becomes so clear. It's the time of year when life becomes so easy. It's the time of year when life becomes so clear.
So thank you for listening. Before we go, we'd just like to wish everybody a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Merry Christmas.
And hope that 2023 brings you all the stamps that you want to fill your collection. Thank you for listening to the podcast. I hope you found it interesting and enjoyable. Don't forget you can visit my online stores at eBay and Delcamp under the name of Ourdadsstamps, where I have over 2,000 items for sale. Please join us again in 2 weeks' time for another edition of Ourdadsstamps podcast.